Welcome my valued viewers. Welcome to Q4. What we sold last week coming right up. Genuine Panasonic PNLV 226E. You've seen them. The little power supplies for the phones. $8.49. I've put the price up 50p. It's Q4 now. Casio XLM camera, $42.95. This is 12.1 megapixels and it was £4.20 postage, $47.15. I'll just say delivered. Until Dawn PS4 game, $7.99 delivered. Sony PS2, I held it up last weekend, didn't I? £60 plus postage, £74 delivered. Straight after that, while I was finishing the filming, pink EE foots. You know the two little plastic feet for the hubs? I sold them both to the same person, £8.90 plus postage, £11.10. Simpsons game for the PS2, £6.49 delivered. Official Sony NP-BG1 Type G battery, that was £12.95 delivered. As I said to you, always check the batteries. If you've got a cheap camera, make sure it's got an official battery in. Officials are about 3 times the price of the fake replacement jobs. Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. This was inside the Wii U that I bought for $15 and it's gone for $7.55 delivered. Canon PowerShot A810 16 megapixel camera. I think this cost me about £2 or £3. It might have been. No, I tell a lie. It was a £5. It was from the same lady as I bought the 2 glitter lamps that I sold last week, and she wouldn't come down off a £5 for this, but I got 40 quid plus postage, $44.15. BTU View Box. I told you that this was a return, so I put the remote on for sale. I boosted the price up because I know that they're rare, and I got $16.15, which was $11.95 plus postage. So that more than paid for the original item. It didn't pay for the return postage, it didn't pay for the outward postage, but I got something back. And the other thing, maybe I'll sell it spares a repair. It's got hard driving. Rainbow Flying Unicorn zip up hard case for a Nintendo Switch Lite. This is off the Lite that I bought a fortnight ago. So $7.95 delivered. I didn't want it. It had unicorns with wings. It was pink and it had a rainbow on. You'll see the picture anyway. Not my cup of tea. Talking about tea, I don't really drink tea. Coffee is my go-to, and that's my third. It's a double-sized cup. Smart Media. This was a 16 megabyte card for $14.99. That's good. I recently got some more. An eBay to eBay flip. Bought a camera with 5 cards. I'm going to take 4 of them out and resell the camera with 1 card. And I'll probably get only like £5 or £7 less for the card, for the camera with 1 card with nice photos, as opposed to how it was sold to me. 4Gamers gun controller for the PS2, £18.20 delivered. That cost £1. That was nice. Didn't do much to it. Give it a wipe. Said it was untested. Sony Handycam ACL25B power supply. That was from that one that was not working, so I sold the power supply separately. £14.40 delivered. This is the second one of the little viewfinders you can put up to your eye, or it fits on the shoe on top of an old camera. £19 plus postage, $23.20. Panasonic Lumix battery charger. I won't go into the numbers, it really means nothing to you. £18.20. Iowa HSTA123. There's the numbers that really mean nothing to you. Personal AM FM radio stereo cassette recorder player Walkman type. £20.20. I could have got a lot more than that, but it was a flip. I put it on the night. I had 3 or 4 inquiries and it sold the next morning. I believe I started it at 19 and it went to 16. I got 16 plus postage. Now TV, this is another flip. I was surprised at how much these are going for. I was expecting 20, just like the little boxes, the little square boxes go for £20 plus postage. This went for $28.95 plus postage, $33.15. I don't know why, it does the same thing. It's newer. Minecraft disc only game. This was in the bag of £5 items, I think. 4 items for £5, £6.39 I went for. Samsung, we're into, oh no, I'm sorry, we're not into, it's just got a very similar number. Samsung BD 5100, $32.95 plus postage, $37.15. That was a Blu-ray. Fujifilm 4GB SD card for the Wii. Well, I sell them for Wii Homebrew because you get more money. Well, they sell better. $4.69. It's not a lot of money. Another Panasonic PNLV 226E power supply for the phones. another £8.49. 5 Frank Meadow Sutcliffe 1860s photographs, framed prints, £20.40 for the 5. These were the small ones that cost me £1 each. An official Activision figure stacking storage box for Game to Life Swap Force thingies. Skylanders, that's the one. 14.15 delivered. Jessop's BN V8 battery. This is a replacement battery, and here we are. This is the prime example of replacement batteries going for a lot less. This went for £7.49 delivered, so basically £4 plus delivery. And yeah, it was for a Canon camcorder, but the Canon camcorder batteries are going for over 20 second hand for the same size. So right, then we're into what's going out today. Here we go. Yeah, I know, really exciting. Glitter glamour lamp. This is pictures on the side, obviously. I wrapped it, pre-wrapped it to make sure it didn't get damaged in. Despite being really heavy, well, fairly heavy, I put it up at 3 kilograms. It's actually 2,322 grams. Despite that, it's quite fragile, so I've wrapped it quite well in bubble wrap, cardboard. This will go in some more bubble wrap, some paper in a big box. And that went for £18, £10 plus postage. Yeah, I charged £8 postage because it's over 3 kilos wrapped. It's over 2 kilos unwrapped. And I've got some video games. Alright, the first video game, State of Decay. This is one of the ones I got for a £5 for 7. So what's that? 70 odd pence. State of Decay 2 got £6.99. I listed all the ones that I would have taken into CEX mainly because I'd have got the same money in cash as opposed to as a voucher, and I'd have had to spend my time going into CEX or sending it in the mail. So I decided to list them, and that's the first one out of that pile that's sold, but not the last. Goodman's bubble wrap picture, or picture, wherever it is. 302 RS. Yeah, it's nice. It's a CD player. It works. That's really all you can say about it, really. No remote, no headphones, no batteries, no charger, just the CD player. And that cost me £1 and I sold it for £11.51. Last item of the week before I go into the final price of the week and then what sold this week is, this is the other one, the BDJ 5500 as opposed to the F5100 by Samsung with a remote, with a power cable. Yeah, £42.15 though. Really need to be looking for the Blu-ray players at the car boots, because unless you're at the car boots, I am, because £4 or £5 into £40, £42 delivered is 9x without any real effort. You know, you plug them in, you play a Blu-ray through them, you play a DVD through them, check the remote, turns them on and off, check all the buttons on the remote, photograph them. That's it really. You know, it's not technologically exciting or anything. What I mean by that is anybody can do it, and all you have to do is buy the Blu-ray players, not the discs, the players. Okay, so what's the final figure for the week is £581.90. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. It was 31 items, which is exactly what I'm looking for these days. 30 plus, maybe 25 plus bigger items. It's Q4 now, so I'm going for consoles, electronics, the more expensive items that people have been either saving up for or want to give as gifts. You know, DVD players is fine. I've got Buzz to remind me that I've watched Pete, Sales of the Unexpected, going on about consoles, showing us consoles this morning, because it's lunchtime now, you know. It's not morning anymore, it's lovely sunny weather, despite what it was like over the weekend. That's another thing coming up later in the video. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black Xbox 360s. I've got some more over there, but they're under a big pile of crap, which I've got to sort of fish out. So I could probably find 10 or 12 working ones. I don't have enough power supplies. I've only got, well, I know I've got the ones for the E's, because that's what my go-to place 360 is in the house. That's underneath the Xbox One, that's next to the Wii, that's next to the PS2, that's next to the PS3. They're all black though. I don't have that white Wii underneath anymore. did have one of the horizontal black ones without any connectors in, but I did come across and swap out, so it does have the GameCube connector holes. Not that I ever play any GameCube games, they're just too expensive. I just sell them as soon as I get them. But I do keep a GameCube back. It's just appreciating in value. Talking about appreciating value, I will show you some things that are the rest of the week. This week, what I've sold since yesterday. Fujifilm BC45 camera battery. Yeah. £7.95 plus postage, £12.15. Sorry, it's not a battery, this one. It's a charger. It's a charger. And it doesn't have the battery in it. Just checking there. Dehumidifier. Just a sec.
5 minutes later.
Next was a dehumidifier with its power supply. This is a MIDI dehumidifier. MD8280. No name. Fair enough. There's a tray there that's got a 2 litre carrying capacity. I tested it out, it worked. £28. I was expecting more, but that's fine. It cost me £4 or £5. So I just put it on the pile to be wrapped. So that was okay. Next, the second one out of that pile of 7 games for a £5. So this one went for a little bit more, I believe. Oh no, £6.95 delivered. So that's the equivalent of about half that back to me, £3.50 profit. I think this one was the same money, wasn't it? Yeah, £6.99. So I've had me £7 back on those two. The other 5 are for profit. Where was I? Dehumidifier, Xbox One, Zoo Tycoon. Next was Prison Break for the PS3 game, complete with manual. This one went for a little bit more, £9.95. I actually bought that one separately for £2 because I knew it was a good game, or rather I knew it was fairly valuable. £7.75 plus postage, £9.95. I had postages in on that, I don't know why. Right, after that was this one. I haven't wrapped it because it was only listed last night. Humax Foxsat HDR FreeSat recorder, 500 gigs. Quite nice. That sold this morning during Pete's live. While I was watching it, I had a message saying £45 as an offer because I had it up at £49.95 on offers, and I looked at it and it said £45 free postage. I'm like, what have we done here? I wouldn't ever send something that size out free postage. Always deduct the postage off the price I really want. And the £49.95, it turns out loads of people are selling it for £55, £56. So yeah, £49.95 plus postage is what I meant to do. So I cancelled this offer, rejected it, pulled the listing, changed it to 0 so nobody could bid on it in the meantime. Changed the price. No, I left the price, sorry. Changed the postage to £8, which is the real price of a £6 delivered when you're buying it £6 in the post office. The real price is more than that, including delivery, eBay fees, VAT on the eBay fees, and a box, you know, wrapping materials, all that. It really comes to about £7.50 easily. So I changed it to £8, put it back on, left the offer on. Anyway, he came back and he bought it for £2 more. £2 more plus the £8, so another £10. £55 delivered. So that's going out today. And the last one was while I was just pulling all this stuff down. What did I do with it? There it is. This is something I've had for months, and I played it last week. Well, I played the first 3 levels and I just got a bit bored. It was a bit grindy. It wasn't difficult, but you just had to go through all the motions, you know. But the main thing about this is it's got 18 exclusive 50-cent tracks built into the game. On a game player, you can play them over your Xbox without playing the game. So it's like having 2 albums worth of stuff that's exclusive to the game. So yeah, there you go. So that went for, because of that, £27.95. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice enough game if you like that sort of thing. It's a shooter. Yeah, I found it a bit easy actually. I maybe had it on easy, I don't know. No, I think I had it on normal. I don't go for extremely hard. Anyway, £27.95, and I've put it down as parcel delivery because at the moment every is 30% off. So delivery of this is likely to be about £2. Well, it would have been £2. It would have been £2.85 plus, I think the postage has gone up today, so it would have probably been over £3 as a sign for, which is ridiculous, really. for how light it is when you can send a parcel for £3 and you can send 2 kilos. What can I say? So I'm sending a parcel for £2 and yeah, I'll bubble wrap it and put it in a bag. So it looks as though it's more, plus it's tracked of course, which, you know, when you're sending something for £27.95, it's just that bit more realistic to track it than leave it to chance. So that was the end of this week's Up to Now. That is £140 up to now this week. Not bad. So what's going out today is £218 and 65 pence worth. It's not bad at all. I'll have to get that wrapped. Now then, what I was saying. Yesterday it rained quite badly in this area. I didn't go to either of the normal car boot sales. I just stayed at home and listed things, including obviously this HDR thing that sold, this Fox Sat. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have power supplies that will power those, so hopefully they're all on today, working or not, as console onlys. As I say, I don't have enough remote controls. I don't have enough power supplies. So as and when I've tested them against me with a remote I know works, with my TV, blank them out, get them ready, you know, reset them and then get them photographed as and when. The whole lot today. And that's, well, there's 8 there. I've got at least one PS2 and I've got 15 Wii's. I can't get them all done today, but yeah, consoles today. I think what I'll do is batch over the next week things like board games one day, probably some more thesauruses after having a repair session. I'm hundreds into profit on those thesauruses, but I've still got 8 to do. Yeah, so that's one day. Board games another. Consoles, I'll probably do 2 goes at consoles. Let's face it, it's Q4. And maybe phones. I've got lots of phones as well. But having a day where I can like speed run the listings, specifically because they're all virtually identical, and do them all, well, not all of them in the day, but if I can, do a big chunk of them in each day. And that way, the listing's virtually identical. I mean, all those, hey, Buzz is telling me, reminding me that I've got to get them done. That's why I've moved them all there, to remind me. I'll be really embarrassed if next week they're all still there. And hopefully, if I get some listed early in this week, I can tell you about the sales I made of them next week. This is the theory, and this is how you end up with decent weeks. You've got to plan ahead. Talking about that, it's getting on. I've got 3 hours before the post shuts, I think, maybe 4. Yeah, it's just gone 1. So I've got about 4 hours before the post shuts. It's too late for today's offering on Every. They come about 5 to 12, so I've missed that, but it doesn't matter. It's all the small stuff anyway, not the high value gear. I'm sorry there's no pickups, but there you go. I'm gonna go, let's get listing. You should go and get listing. I'll speak to you next week.